Hey, it's Dr. Dwain Woode. Welcome back to my 100-day walk to consistency. I'm glad that you've joined me for this journey. Each day we're building a better version of ourselves, a version that's more resilient, a version that sets us up for success. Hey, we're going to be talking about an amazing topic today. Welcome back to day number 26. Before we jump into our talk, I want to remind you that consistency is your key. It is your superpower that sets you up for success. It helps you be more resilient, and it helps you to move in the direction of all the benefits, all the goals that we want in our lives. Hey, let's go ahead. I'll see you on the walk. All right, well, it is lunchtime here, and I'm out walking during my break. As I told you, I've had to be creative in how and when I do the videos. So we're out today, and you see I have you guys, if you didn't know, I'm from New York, so I got my ball cap on. But we're talking about gratitude. We're talking about gratitude. So what is gratitude? What is gratitude? Gratitude is, as I mentioned before, not just about saying thank you. It's not just about the superficial things that we sometimes do in saying that we're grateful, but it is really a practice of recognizing that there are things in our lives that are going well. It's recognizing that there is good that sometimes is mixed in with the not so good, right? The things that are not going well. But because we have a negative filter often, that we tend to focus on those things that are not quite going the way that we thought they should go. And as a result, we don't have a lot that the inner coach is doing and inner coach is telling us. So gratitude is that practice of refocusing on what is good. I think I've mentioned before the 80-20 rule. Often we get so focused on the 20% that's not going the way we thought it would go that we miss out on the 80% that is working. And I've got to put myself in that same category because I want everything to be perfect. I want it to be 100%. And often I may find myself focusing on what is not going well and forget that, wait a minute, 80% of what I want is right here. So gratitude is that process or that practice of focusing on what is happening, what is going well. It helps us to shift our focus and really sets us up for success. Why does gratitude matter? Well, gratitude matters for that very reason, because if we are not grateful, if we're not paying attention and really enjoying and refocusing on the things that are going well, then we tend to have a negative outlook, a negative perspective on a lot of things around us, not just on that situation, but on everything else. It fosters positivity, and it helps us manage difficulties that will arise in our lives, because it gives us a boost, if you will. It gives us fodder, it gives us support to say that, hey, maybe other things are not working well, but I'm grateful at least that I do have this particular area that's working for me, okay? Focusing on what's going well makes you better equipped to handle the challenges. So if you're spending all of your time and energies focused on the negative, then you're expending a lot of energy, and there are going to be times when things come up that will require that energy. And if you've expended it all because you've just been focusing on the negative, then when all those other things come up where you do need to expend the energy, then you won't have the energy to do so. Okay? So gratitude, very important. So how does gratitude build emotional emotional strength? One, it shifts your focus. So gratitude shifts your focus from negativity. And so I'm standing waiting for the light to change. I think I'm going to step back from the street just a little bit so we can get rid of some of that sound. So you'll see behind me is where the hospital is, where I'm coming from, and I'm just going across. I think I've been here before with you guys. There's a shopping center right across the street here. It's a pretty busy street. So I'm just waiting for that light to change. They're heading over that direction. So gratitude shifts our focus. So getting caught up in what's going wrong is easy, right? Setbacks will happen, and as I mentioned before, our inner critic, inner critic has the ability to remember that stuff. So that's not a big deal for the critic. But what we want to do is we want to begin working on strengthening the coach. So practicing gratitude shifts your focus and allows you to allows you to enhance your energies and enhance what you do, because now you have the ability to put that energy into something else that you're doing. Okay, so when we're talking about being grateful stops us from being negative and shifts us into that positive space, so that when we have positivity, we actually tend to have more strength. We seem to have more energy. Things seem to flow better. Our thought process is better. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Just trying to let these cars go by so I keep myself safe. Yeah, so as you're going about your 100-day walk, remember that you want to keep yourself safe as well. Okay? So it shifts our focus from negativity. A thought there is that gratitude doesn't erase. This is a good one right here. So gratitude does not erase the situation. I'm pausing. So gratitude does not say that whatever is going on is not true. It doesn't gloss over the situation, but it just says that there are still other things that are in my life that are still good. So that situation that you found yourself in is still there. It's still existing, and you still have to deal with it. But now you've shifted the focus to other things. You have more energy, and you can come back and deal with that a lot more effectively. Okay? So what gratitude does is it helps you see, all right? It helps you see that things are not all going downhill, right? So it doesn't eliminate the thing. It doesn't eliminate the situation. Gratitude boosts emotional resilience. When you are grateful, you're much more equipped to deal with challenges that may come your way. And so you're more able to bounce back from other things because you've been practicing gratefulness. Now, I've got some friends, and one that I'm thinking about in particular right now, and he seems to always be able to find the positive in situations. And sometimes I'm not sure how he does it. But he is able to look at and find those places where he can be grateful for where he is and for the benefits that he has in his life. Okay, so gratitude helps to boost your emotional intelligence, and then gratitude Let me change my hand here. And then gratitude enhances relationships and it provides support. Gratitude. When you're grateful and you can be comfortable where you are, that you are excited about the 80% and not stressing over the 20%, then your relationships can improve because you're more likely to be pleasant, less irritable. You're more likely to be grateful for the people around you and to express that to them. But when you're not grateful, when you're in the negativity, then you're not able to provide to other people any positivity because you are living in the negative. But when you are grateful, then you're able to say to people that I am thankful for you. I'm grateful for what you did. I'm thankful for this thing. And that is so important because we, a lot of times, will have a tendency to not be able to do that. And as you guys saw, it's sunny out there. Weather is interesting, right? So one day it's cool. I think you guys saw me with a hoodie a couple of days ago. And then now it's light warm, okay? So when you face a tough day, when you're grateful, then that day does not derail everybody in your orbit. All right? So when you express gratitude to other people, you build emotional connection with them. You build a stronger relationship. When you show appreciation for other people, you cultivate stronger connections. And they're more likely now to express support for you. So see how that happens? It's kind of like a feedback loop. So when you're grateful, and I'm not talking grateful as in pretending to not allow things to bother you, right? Because things will bother you, things will come up, and it's not going to be going the way you thought it should go. But you are grateful, you express that to other people, you're pleasant to be around, and so because you've said, hey, I'm grateful for you, thank you for what you do, thank you for just being you sometimes, then that allows that person to then come back and say, hey, I can support you. I can support what you're doing. I'm going to be grateful for you as well. I'm not going to look at the negative. I'm going to try to find the positive. And see that feedback loop, how that comes back. So what you give comes right back to you. So very important in this concept of gratitude, because you're building relationships and you're helping support people who will then now support you in what you're doing as you're going through your issues. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm trying to not get people in the, it's one of the things about walking around, right, and videotaping, right? You don't want to get people in your shot. So what are some ways that we can practice gratitude? What are some ways that we can practice gratitude? Well, anything that we're going to do, anything that we're going to change, anything that we want to improve, anything that is worth having, we want to make sure that we are documenting. So daily, you want to develop a daily gratitude journal. You want to develop a daily gratitude journal because the journal allows you to record, it allows you to keep track of, and it allows you to then be able to go back and look at the things that have been successful. Okay? If you don't, then sometimes it's difficult to even remember that there was something that was positive. So in your day, you want to begin documenting. You want to begin journaling those things that are going on that you are grateful for. And sometimes we think of the big things and we say, well, I'm not grateful, I don't have anything big that just happened to me. But those very small things are things that you can be grateful for and you can begin documenting. Because remember, gratitude, it's a cascade. It is one thing that builds on another and then builds on another and then builds on another. So it's like a domino. And so when you find those small things, when you're able to find small things and you're able to document those, then you're much more able to find the larger things. And the larger things now begin jumping out at you. But you've got to cultivate that habit, and documenting it in a journal, so very important. Each day, write down something that you're grateful for. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for, and that will allow you, right, to begin developing a running document for all of those things. So number 1, you want to journal. Consistently practicing journaling allows you to not be trying to journal, trying to find gratitude on days when you need it, right? Because it's good to do that, but if you have an ongoing database, a recurring database, a database that you've been building, then you simply go back and you look at it, and you can remind yourself of where you're grateful. Okay. You want to do a gratitude ritual. So what are your gratitude rituals? Set aside time. So you're going to be documenting, but also set aside time where you're sitting down and thinking through your day. Now, I talk about bookending, and so my bookending is where I start. I'm going to walk down this way. My bookending is where, maybe I'll stay here. My bookending is where I start the day with a practice, and then I end the day with a similar practice. So I begin by listing the things that I've got to do today. I begin by saying a mantra. I begin by listening to some music. I begin by reading some motivational quote or something from the Bible. And then I end the day with something similar. So what happened today? What are the things that I need to transition to tomorrow? What are the things that went well? What are the things that I need to work on? And then I get ready for tomorrow. So what I'm doing is I'm spending time each at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. And during that process, right, my ritual, part of my ritual is to say, okay, what am I grateful for? In fact, I think I'm going to, I'm not sure which episode that is, but I'm going to talk about, let me say that, a practice that I have, a digital journal that I use to document my stuff. I think if you've watched me on any of my social media, I probably have talked about it before, but you've got to find your way of documenting that. What is your ritual, right? So set aside a specific time each day where you're looking back, and I'm stepping back from the, set aside time each day where you're now looking back over the day and listing those things that you're grateful for. And then I want you to but I want you to find someone and I want you to express gratitude to them, right? So we're talking about how do we incorporate gratitude into our day, into our lives, right? So take the time to express to someone that you're grateful. Take the time to express to someone that you're grateful for whatever it may be. It may be somebody on your job, somebody in your home, some family member you haven't seen in a while, some family member that may have been an integral part of your life at some point and you don't see them much anymore. They may not be doing anything right now, but much of what you are, much of what you've developed, the way you think, the way you move, the way you do things can be definitely attributable to them. And so find a time where you can say to them, hey, I'm grateful for what you did for me. Actually, now that I'm saying that, I can think of someone right now that I'm going to send a message to and to let her know how grateful I am for what she's done for me and for our family. And I'm just waiting for these cars to go by so I can hop across. I think I'm just gonna go right here. Right. There we go. Hey, I made it. Okay. So gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So when you're also going back to incorporating, so it becomes easier, becomes simpler, right? In the old days, I should say old days. At one time, there was an art of writing thank you notes, right? That was a big thing, right? People would go out and spend lots of money to write thank you notes. I think a lot of us have gotten away from that, but it's still a thing, right? Your gratitude. So we're grateful, and so you can do that as well. We got people shouting out at me. Wanted to get on the video. I can't tell you the number of people actually, and you guys have not necessarily seen all of that, but a number of people that have stopped me and wanted to give shout outs. I think at some point I may do a video where I play some of those, but in another venue. All right. So now that we've talked about being grateful, we can't leave without giving you a challenge. So are you ready? Are you ready for your challenge for today? And so here's your challenge. The challenge is to practice gratitude. That is what the challenge is going to be. How do we practice gratitude? So number one, I want you to write down 3 things. So at the end of the day, write down 3 things that you are grateful for. It could be big, humongous things, or it could be small things, but you want to write 3 things that you are grateful for. Use your journal to document that. Okay? That's the first thing. Reflect on those things. Reflect on your day. Find 3 things. Then I want you to express gratitude to someone. So now that you found, hey, I'm grateful for these 3 things, and the expression of gratitude is not necessarily related to the 3 things, right? This is just someone that you found. Now it can be, but this is someone that you found that you're going to say, hey, I'm thankful, I'm grateful for you. It can be a family member, it can be a friend, it can be a colleague, somebody that you can genuinely say, hey, I appreciate this about you, appreciate what you've done. A smile, a message, a text, send them an email, walk over to their desk and say something, okay? And once again, I can think of somebody right now that when I get back to the office, I'm gonna go and express some gratitude to. And then I want you to reflect on your emotional state. Reflect on the shift that you may have found when you said thank you, right? So that shift that you will have is very important, because once you become grateful, once you begin expressing that, then your thought process changes. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more energetic? Do you feel less worried? Do you feel less negative? Okay? So remember, gratitude spills into a lot of what we do, and when we're grateful, then it helps us in other areas of our lives. It's not just saying thank you, it makes us more resilient. It helps us to become a better version of ourselves. It makes us more emotionally intelligent. It makes us more empathetic. Okay? So that is your challenge for today as we work on developing our gratitude. So make sure that you're walking through that process with us, because that sets us up for success. It sets us up to be able to do more, sets us up to be able to achieve more, because we've built a gratitude process, gratitude practice. Look at this. You see the lighting right here? I should stay here all the time. It's beautiful. So I've just passed through, this is one of those shopping centers that we have that's right across the street from my office. And we come here sometimes to eat. Lots of different restaurants and different stores in the area here. All right. So hey, remember, gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice. It's an amazing tool that can help you be more resilient, to build emotional intelligence, and to set yourself up for success. By shifting your focus to what is going well, to move away from the negative, and to encourage yourself and those around you, then you are building not just strength for yourself, but you're building a community of support around you. Hey, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're on this journey. And it is a journey of power, a journey of transformation. Before I go, I want to remind you to make sure that you're doing the challenges, right? Get in there. This is your opportunity to practice the things that we are learning. Practice to see how these things can be incorporated into your life. Because when you need it, you can then stick your hand into your bag of tricks, into your toolbox, and you can grab out one of these things that we're learning, and you can use it to help you move forward and be successful. Yes, 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 yes. Also, remember to do the journal or do the exercises. I said journal. Make sure that you are doing the journal, those workbooks, those worksheets. Make sure that you're working through those. Take the time, sit down and process that. Don't just let that go by, because when you're done, what are you building? You're building a manual that guides you to success. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. I'm glad that you joined me for my 100-day walk to consistency. We'll see you tomorrow on day number 27. All right, everybody.